Amenhotep I, died in 1504 BC, was the son of Ahmose I and the second pharaoh of the 18th dynasty. In the rule of 1525 BC until 1504 BC. After his father expelled the Hyksos from Egypt. Amenhotep I is the second son of King Ahmose I and Queen Ahmose Nefertari, and his rule lasted 20 years, as mentioned by Maine though. Upon the death of Ahmose I, Ahmose Nefertari became regent for her son Amenhotep I until he was able to reach the age and ascend to the throne, and it is known that she was still alive during the first year of the reign of Thutmose I, and so it seems that she was still alive after her son, Amenhotep I. Immediately after assuming power, he defended the western borders of Egypt, where the Libyans seized the opportunity of Ahmose's death to invade the delta, so Amenhotep went to them at the head of his army and defeated the Libyans and their allies. After that, Amenhotep I headed his army to Nubia due to the emergence of rebellion and disobedience in it, and he was able to secure the southern borders of Egypt and eliminate the disobedience, and he waged several wars in Asia. Amenhotep took care of the country's internal affairs and directed his efforts to it, and his era was distinguished by stability and prosperity, and he issued a law banning forced labor and setting fair standards for wages and incentives. Amenhotep I and his mother, Queen Ahmose Nefertari. Ahmose I restored Egypt's links with the north-south trade, i.e. the trade of the people of the Levant and Crete, then the trade of the country of Nubia, and the conditions of Egypt stabilized during the reign of Amenhotep I, and he went out at the head of his army beyond the Egyptian borders in the north, south and west. The third cataract of the Nile to expand the borders of Egypt to there and to the north, he campaigned to Syria and Palestine, and in the west he campaigned against the Libyans. Amenhotep was interested in art and architecture, and he began building a temple in Karnak and Abydos, and he has many monuments in Upper Egypt in Elephantine, Kamambo, and El Kap. Located 83 kilometers south of Luxor on the right bank of the Nile, and was an important religious center and the capital of the third region in Upper Egypt. A temple in honor of his father, Ahmose I, in the Araba. Buried, and has monuments near Mount Silsila between Luxor and Aswan, and Amenhotep was the first to separate the mortuary temple from the tomb in order to protect his grave from thieves and vandals, and Amenhotep and his mother Nefertari were considered two gods for a good necropolis. Amenhotep I married two of his sisters, Ihatep and Ahmose Meritamen, and the first bore him his son, Amenemhat, who died in his infancy, and Amenhotep died without having an heir to the throne. The tomb of this king was found in the Valley of the Kings, where he was buried in Dra Abul Naga in the oldest royal tomb in Thebes, but his mummy was moved to a cache in Deir el-Bahari around the age of the 21st dynasty.